Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, semi-retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. You know, it used to be simple. One channel, a few nights a week, and you never missed a show. But today, if you're a wrestling fan, you need Netflix for Raw, USA for SmackDown, the CW for NXT, now ESPN for premium live events, and maybe TBS, TNT, and Max if you're following AEW, and that's 5 platforms. And we haven't even talked about you watching NWA, TNA, and even indie wrestling. And it turns out that wrestling fans, we're not the only ones feeling this way. A brand new AP poll shows that nearly 3 in 10 sports fans are juggling 3 or more subscriptions, and about half of them say that the cost is frustrating. Today, we're digging into this because it matters. It really matters, if you ask me. It's frustrating. We're going to be looking at why WWE's latest ESPN deal is just a big piece of that puzzle, and how fans can it changes the experience that we're going to see forever. But today, I want you to know that today, I am not alone. I am joined by Jess Thee Yaptain. She's the captain of yapping. She's a storyteller and a pop culture reviewer. I found her on Threads, and she's here, and we're going to be talking about this today. Jess, what the hell's going on?
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. It's your favorite captain, the Yaptain. Jess Thee Yaptain. How is everybody out there in internet land? I am so excited, y'all. Y'all have waited so long for me to get on this camera. Well, here I am. And I got some things I want to say. You know, right? Because, baby, life expensive.
Yo, it sure is expensive. I thought this was something that was just unique to us pro wrestling fans. I was the one that was complaining and saying that, all WWE wants to do is that they just want to take out all of our money. But like I said to open the show, 3 in 10 sports fans, they subscribe to 3 or more services. You got ESPN. ESPN is $30. And they give you a variety of sports, live entertainment, including college sports, UFC, some NHL, some NFL, and now WWE. And then you got another app called Days. And I don't know what it is, never heard of it, but a lot of people subscribe to it. Another $30.
What's that? I ain't never heard of that either.
It's just another sports platform that streams live and on-demand events, including boxing and FIFA events. And then you got Prime Video. Prime Video, $14.99 for Thursday Night Football, NASCAR, WNBA, and soccer. I'm tired already.
Yeah, man, it's a lot. But let me help y'all. It is very, very frustrating. But at this point, we only got 2 options. Either we're going to have to learn how to bundle up, just know exactly which services you use outside of using wrestling. I mean, you're just going to have to say, hey, I like watching Marvel movies. So, you know what, let me go ahead and get the Disney bundle. Or, you know what, I like watching more so adult animation. Then, yeah, just go ahead and just strictly stick to Prime Video and just go ahead and just buy it. I mean, we have the options. Unfortunately for me, I kept my cable, y'all. Hey man, I went ahead, I kept Comcast, so all my streaming services except Netflix and Prime are free through the cable box. So maybe, friend, maybe that's the goal. Get everybody to come back over to cable. Come back over to Comcast and Verizon and what's the other one I know about? DirecTV and not Spectacular. What's that other
Spectrum.
one? Spectrum and all of them. Try to get everybody to come back over.
But I'll tell you this, though, Jess. I feel that traditional TV is dying. The number one, I'm going to ask you this, Jess. What is the number one streaming app in the world for streaming any kind of content? What is the number one streaming app in the world?
Oh, Netflix.
It's not.
What? Seriously? It's not Netflix? Okay, so if it's not Netflix, Peacock, Disney Plus. Oh my God, friend! All right, so what is it then? What is it? I give up.
We're on it. It's YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube is the number one streaming app in the world, and YouTube states that a lot of people watch on their television. When I look at the analytics for the Tristan Law Show, a lot of people watch here on YouTube. Watch on the television. But we got people like Fernando. Fernando's checking in the chat. He's a loyal. I don't have a name for my audience yet. Maybe one day, maybe Fernando, maybe Universal, maybe Hill Vega, one of the normals. They'll come in here and figure out what their name is going to be. But Fernando's a regular. And Fernando, good morning, everyone.
Fernando.
Good morning back, Fernando. Fernando says that making people pay twice for ESPN to watch WrestlePalooza is shady business.
Woo!
So for me, Jess,
Woo!
I don't have regular cable. I cut the cable a long time ago. And what I watch using Sling TV. But I pay $50 some odd a month, and the only thing that I watch is SmackDown. I don't watch anything else, and I'm not even going to lie to you, Jess. I watched SmackDown this morning on YouTube because I just got back, into the studio, getting back into the mix of things, and I'm like, why do I pay the $50 a month for? But I don't have ESPN in my package, so I'm going to have to spend the extra money for WrestlePalooza. But there's also another option that I can use as well too. The other option that I can use is that I can go to a movie theater and watch it. But I don't have a movie theater closer to me that I can watch it. So I'm going to have to pay the $30 a month for WrestlePalooza, because every single person that watches the Tristan Law show here on YouTube, they want to hear from me. And you know what, Jess? I'm inviting you to be here tomorrow because they might want to hear from you as well, too, because you are in charge of the ladies.
Yay! Yes, ladies division. Y'all already know how. Yeah, come on now. Y'all know mommy's always on top, y'all.
But you see,
shout outs to the great. As you see the greatness on the shirt. You see greatness. I ain't even got to explain to you.
The thing, though, is that about half of those people in that poll, that AP poll, they reported frustration with the cost and the complexity of having so many apps. And when they looked at everything in a whole, they said that younger fans are more accepting. Younger fans are more accepting to have more apps than older fans. Older fans just want their TV, because when you think about it, just back in the day, if we just wanted to watch Monday Night Raw, if you just wanted to watch WWE, you would watch, well, it was only one at the time. You turned on USA every single week and you would watch Monday Night Raw, and then if you would watch on regular television, you'd watch Superstars or something like that. But not today. Not today.
No, not
we don't
anymore.
have that anymore. Now to watch football.
Everything is everywhere now, right?
Do you watch traditional sports, or do you just watch pro wrestling?
No, I do watch traditional sports. I do. I am a Baltimore Ravens fan.
So you're getting beat up left and right, because back in the day, you would turn on to the local channel and watch the Baltimore Ravens, and when they went out of town, you'd be like, all right, that was a blackout game, right? But now, you need to have every single thing so that you can watch all of this. All they want is our money.
Mainly Peacock. For us over here, it's Peacock and Fox. If you don't got Fox, you don't got Peacock. You're not getting the Commanders game. You're not getting the Baltimore Ravens game. That's just what it is.
Back in the day, you just turn on the TV. You would go to your local sports channel, the local channel, and then they started getting fancy, right? Because if you wanted more than just the Baltimore Ravens, the Giants, the Knicks, where I come from in New York, you would go and you get cable. But then they started doing the Yes Network, right, for the Yankee games. You had MSG. You had all these different channels. You had Sportsnet and everything, so they could start pulling the money out of our pocket. Now today, when you are watching sports, even pro wrestling, it's like, well, which app am I going to use today?
And is it worth actually just, paying all the money and watch it when I could just, sometimes they might be in your city, like maybe it'd be like, you know what, I'll just wait. Remember back in the day when there wasn't really much cable at all?
Right.
And you had USA, and TNT was on basic cable. Basic. So you had to literally watch for the commercials and find out, listen, is it here? You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and my dad, unfortunately, they was the ones that said, no, I am not paying for PPV for $50, $60 for me to watch WrestleMania 20, whatever. I just had one of those. So for me, I guess I'm the devil's advocate.
Right.
I'm for it. I'm for it. So that way we can have access to it on our phones if we're going to work or doing things outside of our own homes. But I'm also like, you know, I'm in a, you know, we're grown. We're the new adults now. You know what I'm saying? So we have bills to pay. We have kids. We have other things outside of the streaming services. So I guess the question is, it goes back to what I was saying. How can we financially budget ourselves where we can still enjoy PLEs and, you know, and Raw and SmackDown? We just got to come together as fans and be like, look, this is, you know, what would be best for us? What do we watch? What do we do outside of wrestling? Like, do you like Law and Order? All right. Well, shoot, that would have worked out if we kept Peacock, right? But since we don't, that's not gonna work. But like, I found out, remember, everybody was trying to figure out, well, do I need to get the ESPN app, right, to watch tonight? Now they made it clear that every streaming service that has ESPN connected to it, as long as you have the unlimited, you're going to be able to watch it tonight.
Okay, well, look, I got Cupcake's in the chat. Universal says, greetings and salutations, everyone. Greetings and salutations back, Universal. But Cupcake checks in. Cupcake says, hi. Hi, Cupcake. Cupcake says, Cupcake. I only watch wrestling, no other sports. I had to pay for the app to watch. Ooh. See, Jess, you are a traditional sports fan. The closest that I get to traditional sports is slap fighting. I go on the internet on YouTube.
It's okay. I watch that too.
And I watch slap. I know a couple people. I know a guy that's getting ready to go on slap fight. And I don't understand how he could let somebody slap the shit out of him. That's just not something that I'm willing to do. But I'm in the same boat as Cupcake. I'm gonna have to pay the $30.
Well, there's another option, guys.
I could tell you what that other option is. I'll tell you what the other option is. Sell drugs or prostitution. That's what I'm about to go do. And you know what? It's so expensive, but I'm going to do both.
Ahead and reload that old fans, y'all.
That's right.
I got one.
Hey, make sure
get out there.
Make sure that y'all sign up to my OnlyFans, ladies. It's onlyfans.com/therealbigtrist. They only call me. I need to stop. My mother's listening. She might think I'm serious.
Okay. Both of my parents. I'm like.
But look, but the point that I'm trying to make is that it's expensive, right? And Universal says, as hardworking, loyal, and passionate fans, you decide TKO's WWE future. He's right. Universal is one of the regulars, and he's 100% right. We decide whether WWE, TKO, and other sporting events are going to continue with this kind of behavior. But with the behavior shown by Saudi Arabia, does it even matter what we do in America anymore? If they can't,
if we ain't got no money.
If we're
we poor,
they're going to where the money is. They went to Saudi Arabia. Rumor and innuendo is that Saudi Arabia spent $250 million, if not more. It might be an M, it might be a B. They broke the bank. They rolled up the Brinks truck to TKO and said, to TKO headquarters and said, if you need more, let me know.
Okay,
you see,
all about the Benjamins, baby.
It's confusion these days for where the games or PLEs are airing. For pro wrestling, because the Tristan Law show is a pro wrestling centric show, it's easier because they all share a home. In America, I'm talking about in America. If you're watching outside of America, you know I'm gonna give you a hand clap. The reason why I'm giving y'all a hand clap is because y'all got it easy. All y'all have to do is just watch Netflix. You pay one price and you get everything. But in America, we need Netflix for Raw. We need ESPN now for the PLEs. We need Max for AEW. The TNA Plus app for TNA. And that's only for mainstream pro wrestling. The indies, they have their own too. It's getting a lot. The perception though, Jess, from what I was getting from reading that poll, that article from the AP News, is that leagues, and we're going to call the WWE a league, AEW a league, TNA a league, all of them. Perception is that leagues care more about dollars than fans. Your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. I am wholeheartedly agree with that. It's about who is willing to pay the most money to come and enjoy the show. Who's going to pay the most money to buy this merchandise? You know what I'm saying? That's all what it's all about. Who's going to show up and who's going to buy the merchandise? Because these are human beings, you know. These ain't robots in them rings. These are human beings. They got to eat. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting more expensive. You can tell by the roster right now how many people have been damaged and have to sit down because they're hurt. These people got to get, like, this is health insurance. Can you imagine what a wrestler's health insurance is? Can you imagine the premium? It's probably freaking ridiculous.
Let me jump to the chat real quick, right? Universal, thank you so much for your comment, Universal. Universal says that tickets are at an all-time high because they are at all-time lows with people watching and all-time lows of people going to shows. They went from doing 300 plus shows a year to 120 shows per year. TKO is now a premium event similar to concerts. What I have to say to that 100% is that I agree that they are doing less shows than they normally do. And as a pro wrestler, I think it's great because you get to save your body. You got more time added on to your career. That's what I do. Tristan Law, some retired pro wrestler and host of the Tristan Law Show. You get to save your body. You don't get to punch out your bump card. On your bump card, you have a certain amount of bumps that you can take until it's like, you know what, maybe you need to go find something else to do. So, but my whole thing too, though, is that from my research, it's not just pro wrestling. Universal and Jess, the whole entire thing is that it's sports everywhere. The Super Bowl is just like WrestleMania. Jess, do you know what the Super Bowl and WrestleMania has in common? There's a lot, but there's something that I'm thinking. And if you don't say it, I'm going to say it. What does the Super Bowl and WrestleMania have in common? Damn, I got you already.
It's expensive. I was like, it's expensive to get there. Let's just call it what it is. Like, I think about the nosebleeds. How's like nosebleeds? Like, let's just talk about last year with the Eagles and the Chiefs, right? And it was, where was it? Where was Super Bowl? And
don't turn me into a liar.
Where was the Super Bowl this year? New Orleans, wasn't it?
Sounds right.
No. Yeah, it was in New Orleans this year, right? I looked them up because, I mean, I like the city of New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities in the nation. I looked that up, and just regular up in the air seats, we were talking $450
Golly.
for nosebleeds. Okay, and then I went to a football game just like a few weeks. The Commanders and Ravens went there. It was cheap, right? But here was the kicker. All that money went up there into those concessions. Why was I paying $4.99 for a bottle of Dasani water?
Let me tell you something, Jen. I went to SummerSlam a couple weeks ago, and the answer to my question originally, what does SummerSlam, what does WWE Wrestlemania and the Super Bowl have in common? That they sell out before you even know who is going to be there. They do that.
That is true. That is so true. They let you buy your tickets months in advance. You promoted it now. What is this? This is
right. We don't even know what's happening. But let me just give you the money on good faith. That's going to be something. I went to MetLife Stadium last month to go watch SummerSlam, and when I went to go watch SummerSlam, Jess, I spent so much money on the food because you get there early, you leave late. Yeah, I'm the kind of brother that I'm cheap. And I'm going to eat before I leave my house. But golly, hunger really kicks your butt when you're really sitting there.
Yeah, because, it's a 3 hour, almost 3.5 hour show. People get hungry.
And I'm not supposed to eat.
People want to drink. Come on now. So now you got to go. You want to get a little hot dog glizzy real quick, right? And then you look up, it's $5. What? So I think it has more than just to do with TKO. You got to think about where they decide to have these shows at. Like WrestleMania, you decided to go to Vegas twice. You know that's a money grab.
It's a money grab.
You know it is.
It's a money grab. They paid the most money. They pulled it from New Orleans, right? Because Las Vegas said, you know what? Let's talk about this. And that's the reason why look, I'm not mad at the WWE. It's about the mighty dollar at the end of the day. But just what we're talking about today is that we're talking about wrestling fans. We are paying the price for greed. And when you look at the whole entire streaming things, right? When you look at streaming, older fans like us, right? Born in the late 80s, right? We long for the simplicity of the cable era. Growing up in the 90s, it was really easy. Younger fans, they view having multiple apps as normal. Being a kid in this era who grew up connected to the internet, you're already attached to your phone. An app means nothing. It's a part of your life.
Like your 3-year-old has a tablet.
My 2-year-old don't got no tablet. When my 2-year-old comes to my house, right? When 2-year-old little Tristan comes to play comes to my house, oh, Daddy, I want to watch Bluey. Damn sure you're watching Bluey on the TV, right? When I be on the phone sometimes and something funny happening comes over, Daddy, I want to see. Ain't nothing for you to see. But that's my reminder. Put your phone away because that means you're not spending time with him.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means.
So
that's exactly what it means.
Right, and he's probably.
But I guess it's all about easier access. It just piggybacking what I was saying earlier. Like, I would be mad if I work overnight, right? Say, like, just for tonight. What if I work overnight and I am a wrestling fan? Damn, if it was back in the day and I had to pay a PPV $60 just for it to stream live on my TV, I'd be mad because I'm at work. But now, today, I could just, boom, pull up the app right on my phone and I can watch it at work. It's a slippery slope. It looks out for the older generation because we're working more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have more jobs. We can't. Some of us are just not in the house as much as we should be. So what can we do?
And it's true, because if we're not in the house as much as we should be, we'll be living outside in the street in a box because it's expensive to live in America. Look, I want to, Jess, can I have a second with the world, please?
Go ahead.
I want to talk to the scammers out there. You guys might call me multiple times in a day, and I'm sure you call my friends, you call Jess, you call my mother, you call us all. I just want to let you know, in America, we are broke. We don't have any money. We're all one step away from living into the poorhouse, and they're not going to have places to live in the poorhouse. If you want to call somebody to scam them, maybe you should try Saudi Arabia. Like, they got a lot of money over there, but just don't call America. Leave us alone. It is expensive to live in America, and that's my TED Talk. Thanks for joining.
Okay, because he ain't lying, y'all. He not lying. We broke. We broke. We're struggling. But don't call us.
The thing, though, right, with the generational separation is that the previous generation is resistant because a lot of people don't like change. They like to do exactly what they did yesterday because it feels comfortable and it works for them. I'm the kind of guy that I'm okay with technology. I'm okay trying something new, but I'm not okay trying something new if it costs so much money. About 10, 15 years ago, Jess, I cut the cable because I didn't want to spend so much money on cable, and I went to Netflix. Netflix was $9.99. Now I pay $29.99 per month just so I can watch Netflix, so I can watch Raw.
With ads.
And
they didn't have ads. Like,
right.
What? Why I gotta look? I love my Beauty in Black and all of that. What the hell do I need an ad for? I don't need it.
The question that I'm asking the audience today, whether you're watching live or on demand, you guys know how we roll here on the Tristan Law Show, that it is two-way. We talk with you. We don't talk at you. How many services do you pay for just to watch wrestling every month? Put in the chat. I'm curious. I want to hear what you say. Drop your number of what you do in the chat just to watch pro wrestling. I bet you that it's probably higher than you think. Because for me, I'll tell you what I do. I had Peacock. I still got Peacock. I want to cancel it, but Twisted Metal is on there, so I want to watch that, right? Mm-hmm. But if I drop down to the lowest level, I don't get to watch Twisted Metal. I only get to watch Law and Order, and I could only watch so many hours of Law and Order. Don't kill me. I got Max.
There's no Law and Order slander here. Nope.
I got Max because I keep up with AEW, and I like to watch like the movies when they come out. And then I got Netflix, and then I got cable, and now I'm going to get WrestlePalooza. But I also watch wrestling on YouTube. WWE Vault is the greatest YouTube channel. If you're wondering what's going to happen to the WWE library in America, since it's might not be on Peacock anymore, WWE Vault. Subscribe to them today. This is not an endorsement. They don't give me any money, but I'm telling you to go to WWE Vault, and they also have one called WCW. But everything that we're talking about right now, Jess, this brings us to the elephant in the room. We're talking about ESPN's new deal with the WWE. Starting tonight for WrestlePalooza, September 20th, 2025, WWE PLE's move to ESPN's new app. In the poll, it said that fans are frustrated. But WWE and other sports agencies, sports leagues, they're not listening. You know what they're doing? They're cashing in. ESPN Unlimited becomes the exclusive U.S. home to WWE in America. This first test will be WrestlePalooza's streaming performance. Will WWE and ESPN be able to handle the strain that we will put on their network with watching WrestlePalooza? I don't know, but at $29.99 per month or access to your cable login, you can probably get a bundle. And Jess, you were talking to me a little bit about the bundles earlier. Can you school me? Because I really don't know.
Oh, yes. Look, here we go. Bundling is just like couponing, y'all. Those ones who coupon at the grocery stores, you already know what I'm talking about. So here, check me out. I did a little research. So this is, if it was me, if I did not have cable, y'all, if I ain't have cable, this is what I would do. Go ahead and get the Disney Plus bundle. I know. I've read the room. I know the temperature outside. But if you want to keep your PLEs, you're just going to have to do the Disney, Hulu, and you got to pick. You either can do the Max one, or you could do ESPN with unlimited. Because remember, you're not going to be able to get WrestlePalooza under ESPN Select. R-Truth talked about that last night. It has to be ESPN Unlimited. All right, so that takes care of that. Netflix is Netflix. Have that right now. We move on to SmackDown. SmackDown's probably the hardest one, right? Now, if you're not into Disney Plus, there's Fubo. I found this app called Fubo. Fubo also has a link with ESPN. Fubo also has a link with ESPN, and you can watch SmackDown. You can watch your SmackDown, you can watch your news, and all your little sports on Fubo, Fubo. Okay? I'm telling you. Now, the trick is it's $54 for the first 3 months, and then it'll upcharge to $84. Oof. But look how much you get. But look how much you get. You'll still get your SmackDown. For the sports fans who enjoy, sports, basketball, football, soccer, baseball, other than wrestling, you'll still have that. You will still have SmackDown, and then you will have your Netflix. Now, Peacock. Now, listen, again, if you haven't noticed, only certain teams play for NBC. So unless your team is playing for Peacock, there's no point in you having Peacock. You know what I'm saying? Unless you watch stuff like that, like Rainmaker, watching things like Poker Face. Look, I'll talk to y'all about that on side. But yeah.
where can they find you to even talk about that?
Oh my God, y'all can definitely find me on Threads. You can find me here on Threads at Jess Thee Yaptain, not the Yaptain, the Yaptain. You can definitely find there. I talk so much and type up all sorts of stuff about what's on TV, what movies. I'm a Disney Marvel fan. A little politics here, little politics there, pop culture, you name it, I got it. Hey man, I could talk all day, man.
So what you were saying, Jess, from the whole entire thing, right, is that fans that don't have cable, that they're going to be paying the full price, $29.99, just like Cupcake was saying. And what's right now that's happening in the chat, I love it, which is why you have to come and see the Tristan Law Show live, because there's always another show going on. Everybody's participating in the chat. Right now, we got Universal is asking people what their Mount Rushmore is, and he's really interested in what our predictions are for WrestlePalooza. If we have time, we'll get into that in the end of the day. But I think the upside, though, with the whole entire thing, being a tech guy, being a guy that kind of likes business a lot, I think that ESPN's tech has better experience with NFL and UFC. So the infrastructure is going to be better. So I think when we first watched Peacock and we were watching WWE on there and it was lagging so much,
right?
I think that we're not going to have that with WrestlePalooza. I think that WrestlePalooza is going to be a first-class streaming experience that we're going to get. I hope.
Or how about at Raw? I mean, I think they fixed it now, but how about Raw? Like just before it cuts it to the end, because something always happens at the end of the show.
Right.
remember when they first started, and when it hit what it would be like 10 o'clock, maybe
Right.
it sounds like 9:45. At 10 o'clock, that joint cut off.
That's it. Thanks for coming.
Like it was done. It was like, wait, what? And then we found out that what night was that? That was the night Logan Paul attacked Jey Uso that night, and nobody saw it. And we was like, wait, what? What does that got to do with anything? Hold on.
Right.
So I think I definitely agree with
That's
you.
the upside.
On the tech side, it's definitely going to be much better because they got the better equipment. Y'all see the football games and basketball games? Do they lag? No.
I don't watch. I don't know. I just watch wrestling.
4K, 4 HD. Them things be clear.
I just watch wrestling. Jess Thee Yaptain.
Yeah, man, them joints be clear. They have the technology over there at ESPN.
Well, what's the downside?
We're not gonna, it ain't gonna lag. We're not gonna miss nothing. Now that's the problem. Do you think they're gonna overdo us with commercials?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I'm not accustomed to getting commercials with my premium live events. It's not something that I want. If I'm paying an additional $30, why does that not cover the commercials? Now I like how they bake the commercials in, right? Because when the commercials are baked in, you get to see this match is brought to you by Stridex. Wipe the pimples off your face today. I like that. Bake it into there. But so I'm assuming, Jess, that you already have the app. You are already in it. Do they normally do commercials on the app?
It like, they'll take that little small break, doing like when I was watching the basketball games and stuff like that. See, I only have it because of Disney Plus. So, if there's a certain basketball game that I was interested in, like the Fever or something like that, then I would just go ahead and tap on it. But yeah, it wouldn't be that many ads, like not like unnormal, maybe 3 or 4. But if you've noticed during wrestling, I'm just going off of last night. It was like you put about 2 to 3 commercials within matches. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could, because everybody knows that WWE is sponsored by so many things. Sponsored by Prime. Sponsored by Slim Jim. Sponsored by Dude's Wipes. Well, it just depends. Hey, I don't even know what sponsor is going to be here tonight. It's going to be so many.
All right, so, Cupcake is checking in. Cupcake checked in and said, yes, there will be ads because you can purchase 2 different tiers of the app. Thank you so much, Cupcake, for that. You got a hand clap for that?
Yes, you can. The unlimited tier, and then you have the select tier. Yes, there are 2. But the way ESPN has been talking, the only way you're getting PLEs like Wrestlepalooza, you have to have the unlimited section. Now, if I'm proven wrong, please tell me, let me know tomorrow. If y'all were able to watch Wrestlepalooza on ESPN Select, then I will retract my statement and be like, you know what? We got it.
Universal checks in, and we believe that Universal has some kind of ties to the WWE. We don't know. We practice Kayfabe here. Kayfabe is alive and well on the Tristan Law Show, but Universal says that wrestling is not formatted like real sports. There'll be a lot of ads, so get ready for it.
Isn't that crazy? How is it that America could sit here and say, oh, that's not, it's not real and popular, but yet it is considered a sport in the Olympics? So what that the WWE, they're more of a storyteller. It's art. It deserves an Emmy. That's another side.
That's another discussion. That could be an episode. I'm going to write that down. Does pro wrestling deserve an Emmy? Wow. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I believe Mr. Paul and all them writer people, some of you, y'all could do better. All right. Thank y'all. Thank you. Yeah. But I'm just saying, of course, I have my issues with the writers over there at SmackDown versus the writers over there at Raw. But I think y'all deserve your recognition. Trying to keep these storylines together, and these wrestlers, y'all are basically actors. Some of y'all know good well, yeah, you're a heel and you're a great heel, like Chelsea Green. I'm like, girl, you are a fabulous heel. Fabulous heel. But I can guarantee you, she's probably the nicest person in real life.
Probably. But we're going to keep that one in the toothpaste tube because that's a whole entire episode that's coming. But we were talking about the premium live events being on ESPN. The upside was that the infrastructure from ESPN, they'll be able to handle everything. But the downside is that it's just another service for us to juggle. The question is, do you think that WWE PLEs on ESPN is an upgrade or just a cash grab that makes it harder for fans to watch, whether you're watching live or on demand? Let us know in the chat. But you know what? This doesn't stop here, because the weekly shows, they are just as scattered. If you're watching TV for WWE, you got Raw. Raw's on Netflix. 10 years, $5 billion deal started way back in January. It's the first WWE live show on a pure streaming app, on pure streaming. It gives global exposure beyond the United States. Then you have SmackDown. SmackDown, the USA Network, allegedly is $1.4 billion for 5 years. It keeps them tied to the NBCU family. It's still cable-centric, but it's not streamer-centric. Then you got NXT. NXT's on the CW network. They got that deal, what was it, October 2024? It was a major move to broadcast television. The first time WWE is on CW in history. Fans now need multiple logins and multiple apps. It creates subscription fatigue. Fans debate whether it's worth chasing all the shows, and the nostalgia, when you compare it to the one channel, one time slot era, Monday Night Raw for decades, no app switching required. We're in a whole entire different time.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I will say that as far as when you look at the picture that you say, you know what's the problem?
What's the problem? It's
USA and CW. It's USA and CW. Like, if we could find a way where CW and USA could maybe merge themselves with Hulu. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, if you got Hulu Live TV, I mean, it's not going to be a problem. But if they was to try to merge themselves, and we could just break it down into, let's say, three. So you got ESPN, unless you got Disney Plus, and then you have Disney Plus, then you have Netflix, and then you'll have your one with, what did I say? With Hulu, which is also under Disney Plus, which that's what I think they're trying to do. It's, it's all around. It's in places right now while they figure out a deal for bundles. I'm trying to tell you, they hear us. They know that we're struggling trying to have all these streaming services and stuff. That's why bundles exist. You know what I'm saying? This is why bundling exists. So once they figure out, hell, I wish I worked for them. Once they figure out how this will benefit them and us at the same time, I think we're going to be all right. It'll probably be like 2030, but we're going to see. And also, guys, I know we're fans. We love what we love, but guys, watch other stuff on these apps. It helps.
No.
Like, you gotta watch something.
No,
like, bro.
No, I watch a lot of YouTube. I spend a lot of time watching YouTube, and I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't have time for anything else because I'm usually putting together something for the show. It's fodder. The best $10 I spend a month is for YouTube Premium, because I can watch movies. I don't watch movies. 9 times out of 10, the movies are watching me. But I just want to, there's a correction, and Universal wanted to correct you in the chat. I'll read what Universal said. Universal said that amateur and Olympic wrestling is real. Because everything is to work to me, brother. He said outcomes are predetermined. That's why it's called pro wrestling. So he says, I think you said that pro wrestling is in the Olympics or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, wrestling in general is considered a sport within the Olympics. That's what I was saying.
Okay, no problem.
So I was like, yeah, absolutely. But it's crazy how it is in the Olympics, right? But when it comes down to WWE, TKO, TNA, and everybody else, now that's fake, right? Oh, it's scripted and all. And I always tell them, yes, the story is scripted, the beef is scripted, but them getting in that ring, doing all of those moves and things of that nature, submission moves and all of that, that's real. Those are real people. Those are real moves. Come on, man. And I'm like, I feel like they deserve just as much respect as everybody else. So
as the semi-retired pro wrestler, host of the Tristan Law Show, yes, it is predetermined. We do know what the outcomes will be. A lot of it's very physical. We hit each other in safe spaces. We fall in places to where we don't get hurt. but the injuries are real. You know, it's athletic because you can't just do it. You can run a marathon, Jess. You could run a whole entire marathon but can't wrestle in the ring. But you could wrestle in the ring but can't run a marathon. The cardio is different. It's really different when you look at the whole cardio.
It's more so weight training versus cardio. I'm like, yeah, you could do your running, you could get your blood up, but if you don't have that strength to hold yourself down in the ring, then it's kind of pointless, right?
And when you're pro wrestling, though, most of the muscles are for show. A lot of them can't go. You know, because people are not building functional muscle, they're building muscles for show. You know, it's still all entertainment. Cupcake says that no, it's practiced. Not everything in pro wrestling is practiced. You know, some people, I've been to shows and only had like 2 minutes. Yo, get dressed. Couldn't find the person, you know, that was going to do the first match. You're not the first match. So I thought I had a couple hours to talk about the match. You know, we might talk about the match, you know, but, you know, I wrestled I wrestled Jake the Stinks Roberts' brother. And when I went to wrestle Jake the Stinks Roberts' brother, it was like, hey, you know, I'm Tristan. You know, I'll be working with you tonight. You know, I'm going to let you get dressed, and then I'm going to get dressed. I'll come back over with you in a couple minutes and see what it is that you want to do. He goes, yeah, kid, no problem. No problem. So I go ahead and I do that. So, you know, I get dressed and I come back over and I'm like, hey, sir, so what is it you're looking to do? He goes, I'll let you know. I said, all right, no problem. So I go over and I mingle with my friends and the anxieties happen, right? You know, palms are sweaty, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti, all that is happening to me because all I want to do is know what we're going to do in the match. So then I get ready and it's literally like 5 minutes before we go out. I go, what do you want to do? He goes, well, what's your finish, kid? I said, well, I usually do this headbutt thing and blah, blah. He goes, all right, cool. He goes, we'll do that as the finish. All right, great. What about the rest? He goes, just listen to me, kid. Holy shit, I don't know how to do a match to where I just have to listen to you. Like, just give me a framework. I need a framework so I can go out there and work in the framework and the rest I could just make up on my own. But me knowing that would be the wrong move to make and I had to trust in him. So I went out there and I did exactly what he wanted. All I did was we worked and I just listened. We listened to the audience and that was the day that I leveled up. So I want to say, Cupcake, that I appreciate your comment, but pro wrestling is not practiced. Yeah, sometimes you might practice something that's like hard or something, a move that you've never taken before, but you don't go out there and practice the whole match. Nah, that's rare. Yeah. If you have to go out there and practice the whole match, people will look at you like, you don't have any skills. Because a lot of the time, wrestling's on feel. Because you might go out there, like, for example, WrestleMania 18, Hogan versus The Rock. They went out there with one story in mind, and when they went out there, the fans switched it. But because of the professionalism of Hulk Hogan and the professionalism of The Rock, they were able to flip-flop the match and make something that was not what it was supposed to be because the reaction from the fans wasn't what it was supposed to be. And that's my TED Talk, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, y'all could go and watch the documentary. Like, for the fans that don't know, there is a whole documentary right now about what is it? What's it called over there on Netflix? Unreal. I've watched it. I watched it twice. And they tell you exactly what they're doing, how they work it. And at the time, that's Vince McMahon in their ear telling them, hey, you know, flip it. Switch it, do something. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but y'all gotta fix it because this ain't it, and the fans want y'all to do this, so do it.
You know what, too, though? I don't want to say this about WWE Unreal. I don't think it's real because they're telling you in the name that it's unreal, right? We know that pro wrestling is predetermined, right? We don't use the word fake here when we talk about pro wrestling. We know that pro wrestling is predetermined, that it's unreal, and we know that. I know this, the way I'm looking at it, being a pro wrestler, I'm just taught that everything's a work. Everything is unreal. Even when you tell me that it's a part of that is a shoot, that is a legit, I'm still saying that it's a work. I don't believe it. You can't flim-flam me, right? And I think that the whole entire thing with WWE Unreal, it's doctored. I know friends that have been on reality TV, and there's an aspiration of mine to be on reality TV because I think it's fun. But I know that reality TV it's a work. You know, they're creating entertainment moments that they can cash in on so that you can like watch it and want to come back for more.
Which is, I think that's, yeah. I see what you're saying. I do. But then on the flip side, it's like for the people who, you know, are not more on the more professional side, as far as, you know, as background people in production, I found it very enlightening to know, who is in charge for the predetermined stuff, who's in charge of that stuff. Who's writing these stories? Who is creating these fake beefs? Are they fake beefs? Do they you know what I'm saying? Or they don't really like each other? Because remember, Becky Lynch was on somebody's podcast and she was like, "Nah, I don't like Charlotte Flair. I don't like her at all." But then it goes back to what you're saying. Maybe that's a work.
Don't work yourself into a shoot.
And when them cameras on, they're brunch girlies.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? They hang out. They probably go to the gym together and take vacations and all of that stuff. So I see what you're saying.
Maybe kayfabe isn't dead. Maybe kayfabe just evolved like a Pokemon. Universal is saying that Unreal is a marketing piece. I agree. Fernando is saying that wrestling is scripted, but the risks are real. Yes, that is true. There you go. Cupcake says that he refuses to watch, or he or she, I'm not sure. I just want to say they refuse to watch Unreal because they don't need to know what's happening behind the scenes. So you know what? I appreciate people like Unreal.
Thank you.
Cupcake says
keep the suspense. Like when you see a movie, like you haven't seen this movie before, and so you're excited, and you're gonna be pissed off if social media gives you the whole breakdown of the movie. Remember Avengers? Remember how people were pissed? Like y'all were blocking friends because they were spoiling what was happening in all those movies.
Some people don't need to know how the rabbits pull out of the hat. Some people just don't need to know how the rabbits pull out of the hat. But you know what? We're talking about, the NFL. We're talking about sports. We're talking about the WWE. But it's not just them. It's AEW. AEW is in the middle of this whole entire thing too. They're not scot-free. They're a part of this whole entire thing, Jess. And I'll tell you this, right? I am not a person that watches AEW that much. I keep up with it, but what they have, they have Warner Brothers Discovery. They extended AEW and Dynamite Collision, so you can watch it on TBS, TNT. You can watch it on the app. It keeps AEW, keeps them tied to the networks. It's familiar for loyal viewers. AEW content is now available on Max starting since last January. It brings AEW into Warner Brothers Distribution's premium streaming hub, the Max app, HBO Max, HBO Prime. I don't know what they want to call it these days, but it increases the reach to cord cutters. AEW Plus for international fan, it's still separate. So if you're an international fan, non-US fans must use AEW Plus. It adds global fragmentation. You know what I think the real issue here when it comes down to why we have so many apps here in America, Jess?
Why?
I think it's broadcast streaming rights in America. Everybody wants a piece of the puzzle, and everybody's willing to pay $1 more than the other person to get it. So if I'm WWE and USA is willing to pay, Netflix is not sure if they want SmackDown, but they will definitely take the flagship show of Monday Night Raw. They'll pay what they'll pay for it. But USA is like, you know what? How about we just keep it here and we'll feature it? Great. ESPN's like, hold on. We see that Peacock, NBC, the same company that owns the USA Network and Peacock and Saturday night's Main Event, the channel that it comes on. How about we just pay for damn, I just thought about it. We have to keep Peacock because what if they decide not to show Saturday night's Main Event on NBC, or what if, oh my God, they got us bamboozled.
Like, y'all kind of put us in a bad predicament. And even but see, here's the thing about USA and Peacock. It's not up to date. Yeah, they have a contract with Peacock. Yes, you do. But if you go on the app and you look up SmackDown stuff, they have not put brand new stuff on there since June.
Maybe they don't own the rights to it anymore.
That could be true, which then goes back to me saying that. And then on AEW, you said they're under Warner Brothers, right?
That's correct.
Who's up for the bid to buy Warner Brothers right now? Do you know?
Ooh, I can tell. Well, Universal blew that finish in the chat, so I can just read Universal's chat. Universal says,
I love
if
you,
the
Universal,
rumors
you on it, my man.
are true, Universal could be a woman. We don't know, but we practice kayfabe here.
A person. I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Person.
If the rumors are true, Netflix is trying to buy Warner Brothers. If it happens, no more AEW.
I don't think so. I think we're going to have AEW just like we have Raw.
I would love that. I want to cancel the cable. I no longer need to keep cable Because Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune are now streamed the next day.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All of our shows are either streaming that day when it comes on TV or the following day. But now I'm thinking about it. Netflix is trying to cut out all of that. Think about it. If Netflix takes Raw and SmackDown,
damn.
And AEW, like let's just say they was to try to put SmackDown on their show.
Damn.
I mean, come on.
I'd pay for that. I would pay for that and
you
go someplace.
Have NFL teams. Remember, you got Christmas games on Netflix, and I think it helps not only United States, but it helps the international people that can't watch AEW content. So it helps everybody out. And with them having this with Saudi Arabia, no, we're definitely going to be hearing from Netflix a whole lot more.
I'm going to ask you this. I need your honest opinion, and everybody that's listening in the chat, whether you're watching live on demand, listening to the audio only version, or listening to this, I don't know, wherever you listen, I'm asking you this question. And we can have the dialogue. You can email me directly at tristanlawshowmedia.com, or what you can do is you can always send me a message at the promo hotline. Complain about anything or praise anything pro wrestling. The number's 973-826-0101. Become a part of the show. If you leave a fire take, I promise I will get you on the air on another episode. We'll play your message and we'll talk about it. So here's the question, Jess. If you had to only pick one, WWE on Netflix, ESPN, or AEW on Max, which subscription are you keeping and why?
Ooh, that's so difficult. That's so difficult because I'm just now really getting into AEW, and my mind blows every time I tap into AEW. And then I've also noticed that a lot of old WWE people like Ricochet and Monet and all of them, they're over there. So I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm keeping AEW and HBO Max. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So you're not going to keep the WWE, Netflix, and ESPN? Why?
Nah, man. Because
the people that watch the Tristan Law show, they want to know.
With the people, it's money. It's money. It's a money grab, man. It's a money grab. You ain't got to worry about commercials or anything like that at HBO. You get to watch, and it's not. I'm not going to say it's unscripted, but it's a little more not kid friendly, because WWE is always going to be kid friendly. AEW, they're not really that kid friendly over there. So I feel like for the adults that enjoy the more adult content, I will say, yeah, I would keep AEW. But if I want to keep, if I want to enjoy the stories and the fake beefs and the promos and watch my favorites like the Usos and War Raiders, then absolutely, then I'll get rid of AEW. I guess it depends on your taste. It depends on your taste. Do you like the more kid friendly look, everybody's happy, your mom's happy, your dad's happy, your kids are happy, or do you want, more adult content and more raw wrestling? You know what I'm saying?
So for me, if you're asking me, well, let's go to the chat real quick. Cupcake says WWE, of course. Fernando says I have HBO Max and it's awesome. Universal also checks in and says that he highly doubts that Netflix will keep AEW. TKO will be very upset and may want out of their 10-year contract with Netflix. For me, what I'm going to keep, I would keep WWE because WWE is my style of wrestling. I've grown up in the Northeast. I've spent maybe 34 of my 40 years of life living in the Northeast. So WWE is in my blood. So I'm loyal to them. I'm not saying that AEW, I'm not saying that AEW is not doing a great job. I just don't think that they're just my style of wrestling. I'm more into the storytelling. I'm more into so when I'm teaching people pro wrestling, one of the things that I'm always teaching people when it comes to pro wrestling is that the moves don't mean anything. And in AEW, the moves mean everything. What sucks me into pro wrestling is knowing that, we are watching every single week to find out who the higher power is, and only to find a higher power ripping off the mask and it being Vince McMahon and saying that it was me, Austin, all along. It was me. The stories that sucked me in are watching every single week because Paul Bearer is telling The Undertaker that he's going to have to do it. And then eventually Paul Bearer says that he's going to bring back The Undertaker's brother. We never knew that The Undertaker had a brother. And then when that brother came back, he came back at Hell in a Cell, it might have been, or Bad Blood. He came back at Bad Blood 1997, might be wrong with the year. Don't judge me, Chad. He rips the cage off and starts one of the greatest feuds of all time. AEW's not there. If you want to watch a good wrestling match every single time that is tied in story, you go to WWE. But if you want to race car car fest, a crash fest, if you want to watch people crash out in the ring, you go to AEW. And I don't think that either is wrong. Some people like Whoppers because they put the onions on it, and some people like Big Macs because you know what? Big Macs are ingrained in their DNA. But for me, I would definitely keep 100% the WWE apps where I can watch on Netflix, where I can watch at ESPN. I'm a big WWE guy. It's not that I hate AEW, and anybody that watches this, no, I don't hate AEW. I know people that have worked at AEW, right? But my goal when I was a kid was I always said that I want to work for the WWE. My aspiration was never to work for AEW. But hold on, I'm not an idiot now. If AEW came on calling right now, I would go. And if they wanted a podcast, I would go. I would brush up on their content and become the subject matter expert, right? But WWE's is just my cup of tea.
I hear that. Hey, I'm 100% with you. It's all about you. It's all about what you like. You either like crash out or you like a little bit more structure.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Fernando says in the chat that he's 45 years old and he needs a more mature style of wrestling. Cupcake told us that she's a female and hanging with gurus. Fernando says that I'm just a wrestling fan. I don't take sides. I enjoy watching all wrestling companies. Cupcake agrees with me, and Universal says the same. I want to ask you guys all a question because we're getting ready to wrap this up and take this home.
Yes, and I just want to let you guys know in the chat that I love y'all engagement, y'all. Y'all are so very awesome.
Don't try to butter them up because I'm getting ready to ask them a very serious question. You guys want Jess to come back, yes or no? You guys want Jess to come back?
You know you love me. You know you do.
You guys want Jess to come back and give the female perspective of pro wrestling? Because of people like Cupcake, she's talking to you. Cupcake, she's on your side. I don't fashion myself as a person that could speak from the woman's point of view because I'm not a woman. I love women. I'm just not a woman, right? I don't know what it's like to grow up as a female pro wrestling fan. But what I can say is this. I can give you the advantage of a semi-retired pro wrestler, a kid that grew up in New York City, and I love wrestling. And Universal is spamming the chat with yes. Be careful, don't get flagged, Universal. Fernando says, thank you, Jess. But here's the big picture. The streaming wars, they're not about choice. They're about money. Rights deals, like I said, they're worth billions of dollars. WWE only bought, I don't want to say WWE, let's go back. WWF only bought WCW for the library. The library was everything because Vince McMahon always knew what he wanted to do. The library is everything. You own early matches of AJ Styles that people done forgot even exist. It's everything. But the short-term profits are prioritized over fans' convenience. Sports leagues like and WWE, AEW alike, they chase guaranteed billions. Even though Tony Khan has been saying that AEW is a lot more affordable than the WWE. I think that is what they should lean into because if they can bring an event close to me that is cheap, I promise if the time permits, I will go. I will make just as much time to go because I remember I used to spend $150 and I sit real close up in the Barclays Center and go watch good wrestling, right? But now if I want to sit up in the Barclays Center close, I got to spend at least $500-$600. I'm not willing to do that.
Hello, you got to go ahead and donate an organ.
All right.
Got to cut your foot off. You feel me?
I'm running out of organs to donate.
Hello, I'm running out.
But what's the biggest organ in the body?
The heart. The
skin. So if WWE wants skin, I will start peeling off my skin to go watch you. But WWE's Netflix ESPN double play, it's unprecedented. It mirrors the NFL and NBA broadcast strategies. Who the hell would have ever thought? Somebody like Who was it? Somebody's been watching wrestling for 60-something years. It might be Cupcake. Wow. Cupcake says that she's been watching wrestling for a long time. And who would have ever thought that this is what pro wrestling would come out to be? Because the fans, we have to chase our wallets in pro wrestling, and the frustration it mirrors sports fans across the board. Wrestling is in the same exact trend as the NFL, as the NBA, as MLB. And fans pay more, but we feel like we're getting a lot less.
Okay.
Preach.
Hello? So part of me buying $400, $500 tickets, and the card is only got 4 matches on there. Now, granted, it's always nice for the surprises, y'all.
Right.
That's really the point of going, is for the surprises and not knowing. This is why they go online and they'll give you the basic cards like, hey, such and such is going to come out here yapping about something, and then you have a tag team match, and then that. But then all of a sudden, oh my God, a new beef, a new faction, a new story. That's the point. That's the point.
So to tie this up, when WWE fans complain about streaming, they're not just in isolation. They're part of a bigger fight across all sports. ESPN, Peacock, Netflix, Max. It's not about giving us convenience. It's about squeezing every last dollar they can get. The question is, how long will fans keep paying before enough is enough? Jess, Universal wanted this. I normally don't do this, but since I'm a man of the people, we're going to go ahead and give predictions for Wrestlepalooza. We won't be much longer, everybody. We're going to do predictions for Wrestlepalooza. So now I think, though, before we get into the predictions for Wrestlepalooza, I love that WWE is playing chess because AEW is coming on first. And depending on what AEW puts on around that time, when WWE Wrestlepalooza starts, WWE is like, nah, change the channel because we're giving you John Cena versus Brock Lesnar first. So we're going to talk about John Cena versus Brock Lesnar first. If you had to pick a winner,
crazy?
It's crazy.
I mean, it was either you were going to have your mixed tag team or you was going to have that, y'all. I was like, that's stressful. So then we're going to talk about that tomorrow, y'all. That's so stressful for me.
Pick a winner: John Cena, Brock Lesnar.
John Cena.
I think Brock Lesnar.
There's no better. You come on. There's nobody better.
I think Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar wins, the story's not done. If Brock Lesnar wins, the story's not done. Last time, if you watch SmackDown, Paul Heyman and who dressed like the Penguin. I love Paul Heyman. I get goosebumps thinking about Paul Heyman. And Brock Lesnar.
I like his character. I do.
Brock Lesnar said to Paul Heyman that he needs to talk, and he walked away. How they going to talk? FaceTime? Skype? Skype's not a thing no more. WhatsApp? They're going to WhatsApp each other? They're going to meet each other? I don't know. So I'm going to put my money on Brock Lesnar because I can't see anybody other than Drew McIntyre being the person that could finish out John Cena's career, and we could talk about that tomorrow. But if Brock Lesnar wins, the story's not done, so I'm going with Brock Lesnar. Okay, next match. The Usos versus The Vision. Braun. Who do you think is going to win that one, Jess?
Woo. I as y'all have already heard, y'all know I'm all about the Usos, all about them. But that boy Braun Breaker and that spear, man, that man's dangerous. And that tsunami, I'm like, jeez, I don't know, man. I think we're gonna get a nice little match on that one. I'm going to hope for the Usos. No,
don't hope. Pick one. You only get one.
I want to say the Usos, but I know for a fact somebody's going to mess this up. No, somebody's going to come in and somehow the Browns are going to win.
I think that the Vision is going to win. The Braun Bros are going to win. Triple B's, they're going to win because there's a little bit of dissension with Jay and Jimmy Uso. They're back together, but they're not cohesive. They're not back together like when they left yet. So I'm definitely going to say Braun is going to win because the story's not done yet. If Braun and them win, there's still a little bit more. All right, CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Who's going to win that one?
The story is going to make Seth and Becky win, but of course, I, the fan, want CM Punk and AJ Lee. I'm just so y'all. I'm so excited for AJ Lee. That was the era when I was watching. I was watching during the Diva era. So to see her return and possibly take down the women's division like Thanos, y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for her to possibly hold belts again, and pushing mental health.
Mental health is everything.
I am a human being, but
I like to punch people in the face for money as well too. Right. So okay, so who did you put your money on?
I would love CM Punk and them to win, but I know Seth is going to win due to some form of mess up. One of the Brawns might come out and pull somebody out the ring or something. It's something, but who knows? Our man Triple H went on ESPN the other day and said we're going to have so many different surprises, so many different returns. Last night, Corey got
F5
last night.
Yeah.
Right, last night. I didn't even know Corey was a pro wrestler at first.
Yeah, he was. He got hurt.
He might come back. I was like, man, tonight is going to be nice, y'all. Tonight is going to get crazy.
So if I had to put my money on somebody, I would put my money on CM Punk and AJ Lee, and I'm even going to go one limb further. The one limb further that I'm going to go is that AJ Lee scores the pin on Becky Lynch, and then you can put her in the role for the championship, because AJ can say that she beat Becky Lynch, and everybody's putting their predictions into the chat. We're going to take a look at that, but 100%, I'm saying that it is CM Punk and AJ Lee over Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, with AJ Lee getting the pin on Becky Lynch, and I see Seth Rollins could pull a page out of the book of Roman Reigns, or we'll call it the Paul Heyman book, to where there's somebody always waiting in the wings to help. But I don't see, if it's not a woman, I don't see it really mattering much. But I just see it going all the way. It's going to be a clean match, a great way to have him come back. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer, singles match for the vacant World's Women's Championship that our girl Naomi dropped. Who do you think?
I'm in a very tight position. I'm in a very, very tight position about that one. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like, because I love our La Primera. I love her. She's the newbie in the room. She's tough. You know what I'm saying? She came to work. But our girl, the genius of the sky, Io Sky, girl, she a bad girl, man. But I'm going to say it's going to be Io. Why? Because Asuka, I'm sorry. We just watch her. There's something going on with Asuka. Either she's about to change and turn heel, and then it'll be Stephanie, or she might turn on Stephanie, pull her out, and Io's the winner. But then that whole faction is going to get all messy. But who knows, y'all? The stories are unlimited. They're unlimited.
So tonight
is going to get crazy.
I'm going to call Io Sky in there. I agree that I think that Asuka's going to help her win the championship, but Asuka's only helping her win the championship so that Asuka could bring it closer to her. That is what I think 100%. Yeah. All right. And the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, singles for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Woo. I'm so proud of Drew McIntyre, y'all. I gotta go for my man. I'm sorry. Like, y'all remember what happened? He held the championship when CM Punk came return, and then he was good, and then boom, Damian Priest cashed in on him, y'all. Y'all remember that? So I feel like this is Drew's chance to get his moment. So I'm going to go for Drew McIntyre on this one.
So I don't think that Drew McIntyre gets his moment yet. I think that is definitely going to be Cody Rhodes. I think that Cody Rhodes is going to do a Ric Flair style NWA match, to where Cody Rhodes makes it look like, to where they're going to structure the match. This is the non-kayfabe part. To where they're going to structure the match to where it looks like Drew McIntyre is going to win, and at the last second, Cody Rhodes gets it. I think that Cody Rhodes is a credible opponent for Drew McIntyre. If it's going to be John Cena versus Drew McIntyre, in my mind's eye, Drew McIntyre needs to almost look like he got Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes is the person that beat John Cena. And if you can beat John Cena, then you know what? Then again, maybe, just maybe, Drew McIntyre might actually have a chance.
All right, so one more thing before we go. I need to ask you this. Who do you think will be John Cena's last match on December 13th?
Oh, I think 100% Drew McIntyre.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm putting my hand in and say Roman Reigns.
All right, well, hold on to that, because that is another episode that I have in the can, and they love hearing from us so much. But let's just go through the chat right now and see what everybody says. Fernando says, Jess, please come back soon. Did you pay these people?
Hey, listen, look, I'm just as befuddled as you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's see. Please come back and real soon. Cupcake says yes for you to come back. Universal says, Tristan, before you leave, he wanted us to go over the Wrestlepalooza predictions. And then Universal says there will be surprises at Palooza tonight. You know, we believe in kayfabe, so we're not sure how Wrestlepalooza, how Universal knows. I don't ever ask Universal to publicly, break kayfabe, but, Universal, Tristan, lawshowmeet@gmail.com. Let me know who you are. Fernando says that Cena, he's going for Cena. Cupcake says that she hopes it's Brock Lesnar. Universal says, John, I'm coming for your blood. Brock wins. Yeah, I could see that. Cupcake says the Braun wins. Fernando says that Jay turns on Jimmy. Universal says, hint.
Yeah.
You're
I thought
crazy,
that too.
right?
I was like, we're going to get that Jimmy versus Jay match that we were supposed to get, because remember they did it before, but it was kind of lacking.
Right.
So I think we're going to get that again. Absolutely. Good one.
Universal says, hint, John's next match and appearance is not until Perth, Crown Jewel. Universal says that Braun will win. Hint, new member. The Bronze will win. Hint, new member. Okay. Fernando says Punk and AJ. Cupcake says that Universal, you're right. AJ is awful. Universal says that Becky and Win is going to be asleep. Universal says that I want crazy AJ back. This is AJ Lee. This AJ Lee is boring. He's sleeping. Cupcake says that Becky is the man, and I hope she wipes the mat with AJ Lee. Universal says, hint, Paige. Shh. Okay.
Ooh,
all right.
They have been talking. That's the wildest
thing.
That's what social media's been.
Oh my God, the goosebumps are back.
I'm like, okay, man, y'all, tonight, it's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nice. It's gonna be great.
Universal says that EO wins. Cupcake says, but this is Cody's time now. Universal says that Drew wins due to a surprise. Universal says that Drew versus Cody's the main event, and I'll have a huge surprise ending. Universal says no, the Uso will not be breaking up. Well, Jess, we're going to have to find out. And we're going to have to tune in tomorrow. Just tell everybody how they can find you on social media, because you'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, you guys, yes, I will be back here tomorrow, 11 a.m., where we are going to discuss all that happened tonight. We're going to discuss it. We're going to have reactions and everything. But for now, you can definitely find me here on Threads at Jess Thee Yaptain. Jess Thee Yaptain, that's 2 E's. You can also find me on TikTok, you guys. You can find me on TikTok at Jess Funny AF. Just Funny as AF. I do a little TikToks here and there. And I will, guys, I'm gonna get my platform together, and we're gonna talk on the side about the movies, the TVs, and everything else, pray for Jimmy Kimmel. You know what I'm saying? Pray for the production teams over there at NBC and ABC. Those who pretty much got their heads on a swivel, because if their shows go off the air, they're not going to have a job.
That's right.
So
Cupcake says it's a great show. So Cupcake, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow here on the Tristan Law Show, live at 11 a.m. Eastern here on YouTube. If you like what we did today, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Tristan Law. She's Jess Thee Yaptain. She's the captain of yapping. I'm Tristan Law. Look, thank you very much, Universal, Cupcake, Fernando, and everybody else that participated in the chat. I look forward to you bringing the fire. I'm Tristan Law. This is the Tristan Law Show, and I'll see you next time.
Flashing red lights, driving at night, windowless ride.